Good evening, citizens of Muskegon Heights. Today, our city, state, and country are faced with a crisis of which we have never seen or experienced before: coronavirus, COVID 19. This deadly virus has affected every aspect of human existence on Earth. It has caused havoc throughout the world. We are truly dealing with an extraordinary crisis that calls for extraordinary decisions and actions. In trying to combat and defeat the spread of this virus, several directives and changes have been imposed and made. Tuesday, March 10th, 2020, Governor Whitmer issued an executive order declaring a state of emergency across the state of Michigan in response to the first two presumptive cases of COVID 19 in Michigan. Friday, March 13th, 2020, in response to and in accordance with the executive orders issued by Governor Whitmer, the city issued Emergency Notice 1, advising the public of the closing of City Hall and the library to public access. March 23, 2020, Governor Whitmer issued Executive Order number 2020-21. This order directed residents to stay at home to the maximum extent feasible. This order identified multiple areas of service that would continue as parts of essential services. In response to and in accordance with executive orders issued by Governor Whitmer, the city issued Emergency Notice 2, advising the public of the change in the way city council meetings will be conducted during the state of emergency. The notice indicated in the foreseeable future, city council meetings will be conducted solely by electronic means to further minimize the chance for personal contact and inhibit the opportunity for the spread of COVID 19. March 2020, realizing the imminent impact of forced joblessness and families in the community as the end of the month approaches, and acknowledging the disproportionate stress the virus has on the most vulnerable residents, I directed city staff to begin plans to address food security concerns in Muskegon Heights and put into place a system to conduct remote wellness inquiries on senior citizens. This effort is moving forward in collaboration with the school meal deliveries provided by Muskegon Heights Academy, volunteer space and services provided by local churches, and representation from Lake Newaygo County NAACP, as well as Herco Company and Labor 1191. To meet an unprecedented challenge, this initiative embraced a unique and unprecedented collaboration between city government, the faith community, the school district, willing local businesses, the health and wellness sector, and our labor friends. The city is working to support the valiant efforts already underway by the school district and the faith community, and seeks to provide leadership in bringing the other strategic partnerships to the table to raise up the new heights. Through coordinated engagement and doorstep deliveries, together we can now begin to provide the best possible service to the most vulnerable in our community. We start by impacting critical food needs and essential supplies, toiletries, soap, toilet paper, etc. Seniors and senior caregivers and those requesting assistance for door-to-door delivery of food and supplies will be able to call City COVID-19 hotline number at 231-733-8999, extension 5, and provide their name, phone number, and address to receive food delivery and wellness phone call check-ins. We will continue to reach out to local grocers, Myers, Target, and Walmart to offer opportunities for prepaid orders to also be delivered to distribution centers and or residents' doorsteps. The distribution system is being designed to reduce single points of failure and provide redundancy in services. On March 27, 2020, Republic Services, the city's sanitation service provider, notified the city that, effective immediately, bulk item pickup is suspended due to safety and wellness concerns for Republic Services employees. The city is working closely with Republic Services to identify alternative solutions for addressing bulk item pickups in our community. The city staff anticipated that our community would eventually be impacted directly by COVID-19 cases, though we all prayed that our residents would be spared. As such, because of the nature of the powers enacted under the emergency declaration, it was felt that the most severe measures to protect our community had to be reserved for activation when imminent danger was present in the community, as evidenced by 18 confirmed cases within Muskegon County. Unfortunately, on March 29th, the city manager received official notification of the death of one confirmed case in Muskegon Heights. This fact has led him to conclude that a large-scale disaster or emergency situation in the city or state is imminent. Thus, after careful consideration and concern, and as a next step in the city's response to and in alignment with Governor Whitmer's directives under the authority of our city's charter, Section 3.04, Powers and Duties of the City Manager, the city manager shall be the chief administrative officer of the city, responsible to the mayor and council for the administration of all city affairs placed in the manager's charge by or under this charter. City Ordinance Section 34-1 that defines disaster to include epidemic and defines state of emergency as a declaration made by city manager. City Ordinance Section 34-6B, which states the circumstances under which the city manager may declare a state of emergency exist are: 1. Whenever, on the basis of information received from authoritative sources, he feels that a large-scale disaster or emergency situation in the city or state is imminent. 2. During any period of disaster in the city or state and thereafter, as long as he shall deem it necessary. So, in response to the tragic news of 26 confirmed positive cases in Muskegon County, as well as several observations of non-compliance to the above-mentioned orders, we must take extreme measures to reverse this trend. Today, the city manager has delivered to the mayor and council a declaration of a state of emergency for the city of Muskegon Heights. In these uncertain times, the city must be proactive in implementing all reasonable measures that can work to ensure the community is protected to the greatest extent possible, and thus minimizing any additional spread of COVID-19. As we strive to a more consistent and reliable channel of information with the state and county health and safety authorities under City Ordinance Section 34-6, the city requests access to select any and all additional resources as may be appropriate and available through the state and regional disaster emergency declaration. Therefore, effective April 2nd, 2020 at 8 p.m., the following measures will be enacted for the next 14 days, unless extended by subsequent council resolution under the city manager's declaration of the state of emergency. The following actions will be taken. 1. All residents are directed to remain at home or in their place of residence to the maximum extent feasible. Thus, the city will aggressively pursue strict enforcement of city curfew codes, Article 8, City Ordinance, Section 58 through 251, and the respective requirements to eliminate unnecessary nighttime activities or gathering of adults and children outside of the place of residence and of the people not a part of a single household, prohibiting in-person work that is not necessary to sustain or protect life, except as required for essential travel or critical infrastructure work as described by the governor's executive orders. The city will also aggressively pursue community engagement to encourage enhanced compliance with the 6 feet social distancing practice, the increased use of hand washing and sanitation practices, the cleanup and sanitation of all common areas, and the use of all available personal protective equipment. 2. The placement of personal bulk items on the curb for pickup is suspended. Do not place bulk items on the curb for pickup. Remove any bulk items improperly placed on the curb. Any bulk items that need to be disposed of must be coordinated and arranged in advance with the Department of Public Works. The closure, 3, the closure of public parks and city-owned spaces to leisure activities that involve team sports. No basketball, no touch football. 4, the closure of Muskegon Heights City Hall to public access. By this notice is extended to April 13th, 2020 at 11:59 p.m. This may be subject to further extension. Within 14 days, a resolution will be presented to City Council for consideration to confirm, expand, or reduce the measures listed above, and or extend the duration of the city state of emergency. Pursuant to City Ordinance Section 34-14, it shall be unlawful for any person willfully to obstruct, hinder, or delay any emergency services forces in the enforcement or accomplishment of any rule or regulation issued pursuant to this chapter, or to do any act forbidden by any rule or regulation issued pursuant to the authority contained in this chapter. A willful violation of any of the directives associated with this order will result in a civil infraction of up to $500. And as stated in Governor Whitmer's Executive Order 2021 COVID-19, a willful violation of Order 2021 COVID-19 is a misdemeanor. As we continue to set our sights on the new heights, even in isolation, we must stay strong, remain vigilant, and seek to emerge from this challenging time stronger, better focused, and with greater resolve to reach our goal of a new, vibrant, and prosperous city of Muskegon Heights. Thank you. I would just like to also add that we have an upcoming census, and I would ask that all citizens that have received their census forms that you will fill them out and put them in the mail. It is of vital importance that you do this so that we can receive the maximum funding that our community needs to continue to provide the maximum services that you are rightfully due. So please fill out your census form and get it in the mail. And stay safe, wash your hands, and stay inside. Thank you.